All right, welcome, man. Welcome, episode 13?
Yep.
Welcome to this episode.
Lucky number.
And it's a bit of a different one today. The mandem said, you know what? We're gonna try drop some gems and speak about our careers, our career path, and different experiences like we've all had. Working. Obviously, we're all young black professionals in our different work areas and stuff. So we have varying experiences. But I want to start with you, Mike. And I just wanted to know more about, or if you could tell everyone more about your career path, and the interesting things that you do as part of your career.
Do we start from the beginning?
Yeah, but speed into yeah.
So firstly, I started off as like a customer operations agent. So I was just obviously in a bank and I was just taking calls, helping people with like account opening. So if they had any queries, I'll just obviously basically troubleshoot for them. But I had a keen interest. My interest has always been in fraud, not doing it, but like preventing it. Like I wanted to understand like the key reasons maybe is like why people do it, certain aspects of how like we can prevent it, how it just interested me.
And what would you say drove you to do that? Did you get bumped on the square as a youngster, or
So none of that. I was never involved in any of that type of stuff. But it's like around me socially, a lot of people that I knew of done fraud. So it's something that I kind of like it was visible to me, and I never understood like why people done it. Like I just never got it because that was never me. Like for a lot of people, I feel like it's a case where like they just want to get something quick. I've never been like that. I prefer getting like the longer route and getting the gratification of working hard for it. That's just me. And obviously, I wanted to understand, why do people do it? Why do people do it? So that's why even when I went to uni, obviously I had to study criminology, and the main reason was to obviously because I wanted to understand like why people commit certain crimes, especially fraud. Obviously, I wrote my dissertation on how like social media platforms like Black Twitter can cause criminality in young black men, like specifically fraud.
Yeah,
because I think obviously
Trying to get the guys done.
not even, but I just feel like there's certain influences out there that have like a big impact on how people like grow and how they actually view themselves.
Yeah.
And a lot of the time it's social gratification and social gratification from women, but I can talk about that all day. But that's
you know what it is. I think at a young age, like 17 to 18, a lot of us was like young and impressionable, and a man is flashy and he's got the
jewels.
No, back then, what was the shoes that were popping? Was it the Giuseppe, the Zanottis?
Yeah.
La Boutons.
Those stuff. You're seeing all of them flashy things. And you're thinking, bro, like this guy can make me some money.
Who's that guy that made it? It's ER. What's his name?
I know his name is something.
What's his name?
We do a B, no?
Get the cocaine out of the foil.
Yeah, him. What's his name, bro?
I don't know why.
Fam, he made some shoes.
C-Biz.
Yes. He made them books. Everybody wanted those books, bro.
Hey, I was willing.
Bro, Balenciaga arenas, bro.
Oh my day.
Oh my day. Everybody wanted them. And everyone
people were giving away their bank cards so they can get
Balenciaga
Hey,
arenas.
a couple men were holders, bro.
Dark, they were doing it for $5, bro.
Yeah.
Just for, bro, and the big chop was 10K. They were getting $5.
They were grabbing in their Zanottis, but yeah, no, that's interesting. That so basically what you saw around fraud and stuff. That's what drove your interest into going into criminology and going into maybe tackling and working against fraud. Then you'd say,
no, 100%. Like fraud's interesting. Like this, it's so intricate. Like and how like to prevent it. And there's also like different like fraud systems and kind of like how fraudsters is kind of like not preventing, how they're kind of like doing fraud against these people. Like because to me, I think personally, fraud is probably one of the worst crimes, just morally. I think on the sense of the victim, a lot of the time people believe that it's a victimless crime.
Yeah.
But a lot of the time it's not. Because the people, like 8 times out of 10, they don't get the money back, which is sad. So it's kind of like I was always interested in the prevention of that and what I can do to obviously step in to do that. So first of all, started off as a customer operations agent. Then I started to turn into like a fraud investigator, applied for that role. We're still on the phones with that. And then obviously, my most recent role, which would be like a fraud analyst. So just preventing fraud using different data metric systems to kind of like just how we can obviously stop fraud from happening like to the customers that I have.
yeah, okay, and that's very interesting. What would you say is like on a day-to-day basis, what do you enjoy about your role? If there is anything you enjoy about work.
I mean, the most important thing I enjoy is probably my team. My team are really nice. All of them, majority of them, we're all like in similar age, so we can relate to each other. So it's kind of like it's easy. As well as my company, there's a lot of people that look like me, so it's easy to kind of like integrate myself into
So you say it's diverse then.
Yeah, you're very diverse.
It's quite rare as well.
Yeah, like
That's
it's
very
very nice. Like it's very nice to walk into work and it's like I can literally just feel comfortable.
Yeah.
Like my work, obviously we adopt a culture where we're allowed to wear what we want. So it's kind of like we don't have to dress so formally, like suit and tie, booted up like so and so like that. And obviously the most thing I probably enjoy about my specific work in regards to being a fraud analyst is the investigation side. So obviously it's a case where like we can have contacts from different institutions, just obviously telling us to look into things. And that's what I enjoy the most because it's not mundane. You never know what's going to come up. It's very like case by case basis. It can become complex. And although it's hard and it can become like a bit draining, it's important because once you obviously go through those complex cases, you then understand it more. So then it will like increases your knowledge and intelligence for next time. So it's quite entertaining in those senses.
Yeah, very interesting industry, and we'll go a bit into more of that later. But I want to go to Izzy before I speak about my own, and then we go to Banji to round us up in terms of our careers. And I want us to get a base understanding of everyone's careers, and then we'll go into different things after. But yeah, Izzy, break down your career. What do you do now? What did you start in? Yeah, go on.
Yeah, so essentially how my journey began was I knew from the beginning that I didn't want to go to uni. I wanted to try like a more hands-on route. So that's why I tried the apprenticeship side. And I feel like the business aspect that I started was from my mum because you know how back in Africa, they always hustle. They have like, their groundnut, they have their so all of that stuff.
And your pops had a shop as well back in the day.
Yeah. But my mum started it. She had like I think in East Street Market, obviously South. She had like a shop, so she would sell like all these items, and I feel like that kind of made me have that hustler's mindset and like entrepreneurship and stuff like that. So I wanted to delve into that. So that's where I started. Got my apprenticeship role. Did project management.
Yeah,
but I felt like the company that I was working at, it was quite robotic.
Yeah,
and I wanted to see where I could actually put myself as like an impact and do something that's actually valuable, and I could see what I'm doing and grow with it. And I wanted to combine my love for sports. Obviously, I love football, and I wanted to combine it because I didn't want to just do the traditional, get the degree and then, because a lot of people, they get the degrees, but there's no final outcome. They're still working their normal jobs.
Yeah.
So that's when I got into, I don't know if you guys heard of, there's like a racing company, and it's like, there's one that's electric, and then there's one that's like petrol and all that. Yeah, sustainability. So that's where I got my first internship.
Yeah.
And whilst I worked there, it kind of made me realize that, okay, there's more routes to this. Like, you can actually gain experience without having to do the traditional route.
Yeah.
And then my most recent role, I got to work in the Champions League final.
Yeah,
so
that was cold.
Obviously, I was in Germany, and where that was, I was working in project management. So the clients, for example, when you see on the Champions League board, there's like PS5, there's Just Eat, there's Heineken, there's all these brands. So I was working in sponsorship, so I was helping with like the venues, helping them set up, and I was actually meeting like some of the VIP guests. I got to see Roberto Carlos. I think what's his name, Joel. You know Joel and that
Joel Bayer?
Yeah, him.
Yeah,
I seen him there.
He was out there.
I think Harry Pinero was there too. So like you kind of get to see the beginning stages of a project.
Yeah.
And obviously handling the logistics. So like as much as it sounds fun, there's a lot that goes into it. So there's a lot of running up and down. I had to go to like the shops for like a last minute. I had to fix like one of the I think there was one of the screws that were missing for like a platform. Yeah. And I had to quickly go and there's a lot of up and downs, but like
it must have felt rewarding at the end when it's all come to life. Exactly. And all your hard work has come to life.
So when you see it all like on the social media and stuff like that, it's like, cool, I actually took part and I actually impacted, and that's why I feel like I could grow more. So yeah, that's pretty much what I'm doing now.
And I know that you got your current role from Murky FC.
Yeah, Murky FC. Yeah. So obviously it was with Diverse. X Murky FC, which is obviously made by Stormzy, and it's an incentive to help like black people in their under represented areas to kind of get like a face on with employers and stuff like that. And I feel like that was a big impact for me, and also SB as well, because that kind of helped us to where we are now. And yeah, big up Diverse, big up Murky FC every time, man.
Big up Murky FC, because genuinely the opportunities and the things that they've done for the black community has been amazing. We have people like Jawan, that is a massive content creator now. Don Capione is doing massive streams, and he had that viral moment with Shally Poppy.
Oh, yeah. You do milk and shit.
With the milk and shit. We had that viral moment, and
That was him.
Yeah, so I met him on Murky FC.
Oh, he was on Murky as well?
Yeah, he was on Murky.
Sure.
Yeah, he was in year 2, so I think he was at IMG.
Oh yeah, because you obviously got your role
So I
in
got
the first year. Then.
Yeah, no, I was the second year as well.
I got mine in the third year.
Yeah, you got yours in the third year. So no, honestly, the people I've met in that community, so much brilliant people, and we're black. We're 3% of this whole country, so it's hard for us to break into certain industries. Yep. So big up Murky, big up 10,000 black interns beyond education.
I was like,
10,000 black interns, big them all up, because
also I want to big up Bridging Barriers.
Yeah,
Bridging Barriers is a good one as well.
They just help black people like us break into industries where it wouldn't have been possible before, and it helped me get my role at Sky, where on my first shift I'm meeting Henri, and I'm not Arsenal.
You met Henri at the first?
I met Henri.
You melted, didn't it?
I met Henri.
So man,
I met Henri, and he said, "Oh, you're right," in his French accent, and nodded his head. And it was just like,
and then you got
I'm face to face with these type of people legend, because of programs like Murky.
And then you cried as well.
I don't cry because I'm not an Arsenal fan, but
now hear it, bro. I would cry as well.
Like the OG, my oldest from church and stuff.
I would.
You would cry.
Why would I cry?
Henri.
Well, obviously that. No, I mean, I not idolizing, but like yes,
I would.
I'm not gonna cry.
No. I would
next man.
I would do his iconic knee slide and cry.
Yeah, that's too much. You're gonna say, hey, get him out of here. Security, get him out of here.
But if we're talking about myself, my career journey since leaving uni's been a bit strange. Not strange, but I've gone through a journey.
Yeah.
So yeah, I left university 2022, and then I worked in recruitment. And my period in recruitment, guys, honestly, my 6 months in recruitment made me give my life to Christ.
Sure thing.
Hey,
I am not joking.
It is dark.
My 6 months I'm not joking. My 6 months in recruitment made me give my life to Christ, because the way I was living, working as a recruiter, I said, God, I cannot live like this anymore. It was 8 to 6, Monday to Friday. If you leave at 6 o'clock, your managers will make comments like, "Oh, you're leaving a bit early. I got here at 8 a.m. and we have to leave at 6. And at 6, you're telling me, oh, I'm leaving early." There used to be people on my team that would be like, Sultan is not serious. They would stay till 7. They got sacked too. So they wanted people to work basically 12-hour shifts on £22,000 a year, heavily commission based, and intense pressure. Things like they will send you a screenshot of the amount of time that you spent on the phone, or the amount of times you called out a person, and if you haven't made a certain amount of money for the company a certain amount of time, they'll call you into the office, sack you, and you can't even say, "Oh, notice period." You're gone that day, that second, right?
I swear they can't do that if you're not on probation.
Shout out to my recruiters.
Hustle, man.
I don't know if they can do that. I would look into it now if I was a bit older, but obviously at the time, I didn't even get sacked. I left, but they used to sack people without giving them proper warning. They was ruthless with it.
Yeah,
and
that's against the law.
When I left, I left without I left without a backup plan. Like I didn't have a job. I just left because basically they sacked 2 of the people I worked with on a day-to-day basis, called me into the office, and they said, "Look, if this deal lands, then you can stay," because I had a deal on pipeline that had been working for 5 months. They was like, "If it lands, you can stay. If it doesn't land, you're kind of gone." And I was like, "Look, I'm leaving," because the deal was worth £34,000 to the company. And do you know how much I would have got in commission?
Scores
5%.
£500.
Chai.
£500 that will be taxed. Me that is killing myself for this 22.5 grand. I've spent £200 on travel. I said I ain't doing this no more. And
2 bills on travel a month.
Yeah, it was 2 bills on travel a
month.
month.
Oh, blood of Jesus, bro.
Yeah.
What would you say was like the hardest thing working in recruitment for you? Like what made you sit down and be like, I can't do this no more. This is too much for me.
It was the environment, very toxic. You would be speaking to your colleague and the next minute they're gone. Like it's very toxic.
Got a little relationship with
it was like, it's gone. Like it's a very high turnover industry.
Yeah.
So you need to be a certain type of person to survive in those industries.
Mindset,
And when I say certain type of person, you have to be a bit like wired to survive in an industry like that.
But
because it's ruthless.
Do you think it was maybe your specific workplace, or do you think
No, it's
like
recruitment as a whole. Ask anyone that's worked in recruitment their feelings about recruitment. I don't know one person that says good things about recruitment. Now, some people get trapped because you can make good commission, but it's not the type of life I want to live.
Long term.
Yeah. There'll be times where like these guys are going out for drinks first. They used to call it Thirsty Thursdays. They'll come around the office with a cart. You'll get your Carlsbergs and stuff. You would go down to the pub and people will be out till 4, 5 a.m. the next morning. So that's the type of culture.
And work.
5 a.m.
Yeah,
5 a.m.
work is the next day.
5 a.m. is breeze.
Some people would not sleep and just come into the office. After the Halloween party, we had zombies in the next day. And when I say zombies, I mean, you know how when you're whiteyed off, they were zombies in the office. So that whole culture and stuff, I was like, God, I can't even do this no more. Like people were all sniffing in front of me like it's normal. I used to smoke weed and they knew that. They would offer me what they're doing. I'll be like, nah, mate, I don't do that. And they would laugh at me saying that, oh, he just smokes weed. He's not on our level.
Look at this kid.
Because
that's normal. Wow.
Because like recruitment was like Wolf of Wall Street. If you've watched Wolf of Wall Street, recruitment is
so
just
it's like you're a salesman.
You're a salesman, and the job
Do
is
you have to find the client, or they give you?
There we go. So you have to find the client. So basically,
you have to do all the groundwork.
Basically, what my job would be on a day-to-day basis, I wake up, get to work at 8 a.m, half tired, go on LinkedIn, search CEO, search head of, search basically a high person's name in a company where they hire software engineers or project managers or whatever, and basically reach out to them via LinkedIn messages. Or we had an app where we can extract your number, and then we will call the number from our number and
Trace
be like,
IQ.
Sorry?
Trace IQ.
I don't know the name of the
breach of data?
There's a breach of data. It's not even allowed. But, yeah.
That is crazy.
But I would be able to get people. So from a LinkedIn, I could get your number with a certain app that I used to use. So I would have to call people, and then people were like, "Where the fuck did you get my number?"
Was it like a reverse search? Just put their name in.
No, I would go on the LinkedIn profile. I'll click the app. It will bring up all the details, the number. I'll find the number there.
Mad.
Recruitment was just about stalking and deceiving people. It is the slimiest 9 to 5 job I've ever. And what inspired me in recruitment, not all of it was bad. There was one thing that inspired me. But one thing that was good about it was the fact that I was able to now understand industries, understand what jobs out there, and understand what people are getting paid. Because I was trying to find contractors for people like software engineers on £120,000 Swiss francs, a year in like Switzerland. But project managers, we had contractors out in the UK earning 800 a day. So from that, my interest in like project management kind of peaks. I remember picked up the phone to this lady. She had about 10 years experience. And what she said will stick with me forever. It will never leave me. I was like, hi, my name's Sultan, call in. We have this job, £800 a day for a project manager, senior. Would you be interested? She was like, firstly, you're disturbing my day. But second, quite frankly, I don't even pick up the phone for nothing less than 1,500 a day. When she told me that, and I asked my manager, and my manager verified that, yeah, contracts are like that. I was like, yeah, this is what I need to get into. Because what do you mean you're getting paid £1,500 a day?
But those contracts, though, it's only fixed term sometimes.
It is fixed term. So you do it, if you do it for 6 months, you do it for a year, you're still earning more than the average. Even a high paid person is earning over a year. Do you know what it is?
You don't get the benefits. You don't get holiday. Also, you don't really get anything.
Okay,
like
so
if you want to take holiday, you have to take unpaid leave.
Yeah, so let's calculate.
So there's no real job security in that sense.
Let's calculate this, yeah? 1,500 times 5 times 4. You're getting paid 30 grand a month. What holiday do you need? What benefits do you need with 30 grand a month? What benefits do you need with 30 grand a month? Let me times that by 12.
But to be fair, them fixed term contracts, there's still like some benefits though. It's not gonna be like compared to like a permanent role.
It's just pay. No, it's just pay, but
and also you'll get
free. You're getting free 60.
You'll get taxed.
Of course, but you're
never not getting.
You register yourself as a company, and then your taxes are way less than a normal person.
I think when you reach, I think it's about 71 something or 70K plus.
Yeah,
it gets taxed by 40%. No.
It's 40%.
I swear it's
50.
Yeah, it's 50.
It's 50 now.
It's always
been like that for time.
So
It's
40.
It's around 50, and then when you get to 100K, it's mad. It's like
50, bro. 50 plus.
Bro,
it's mad. Bro. Anyways, I left recruitment. And I was like, look, I need to find a role in my industry. When I was unemployed, I was just applying for everything. So obviously that's how I landed into Murky. But I was applying for graduate schemes whilst I was unemployed. And one piece of advice that I'll give to anyone that is a graduate, if you want a graduate scheme, you need to apply for like at least 100. I applied for over 100 and I got desensitized to the word unfortunately. I kept applying, and then by the grace of God, I got onto my graduate scheme. So I'm a commercial graduate at my company, and I'm a year and a bit in now. So yeah, hoping to roll off and get into project management properly by next year.
Amen.
But yeah, Vanji, we'll go to you. Your career is a bit different, but it's still very, very valuable career.
I couldn't really relate to a lot of you man's career, to be fair. I've never really done the office stuff.
Yeah.
Right now, I am a railway engineer for underground. So it's a labor job mostly labor, but obviously it's a clear career path. So the reason I started this 2 years ago now.
Yeah.
But I started on the overground.
Mm.
But then you're like a private contractor, so like I work for myself, not a company, but I work for myself, hired under a company like an agency. So if they had work, they'll let me know that, or if I'm available to work that day or that weekend, and I'll go out then I work there. Obviously, I had to learn this stuff as well. So I left uni, then I went to go do a course, and I think what was the course? I think I did like a 3-month course where I was doing practical and I was doing like there's a theory to it as well, which there's a lot of things to know about the railway that I didn't realize it was, but it was easy as well because obviously, they're teaching you, and I'm a physical learner, so because it's like this is basically we put this back together, but they've told us how to do it on like slides and that, but I do remember half the slides, but now they're showing us. I'm like, so when it's like, put on paper, bro, I just saw it. So I can just
you need to
easy. I just literally break down what I just done. Yeah. So there's with the overground. One thing I liked about the overground was it's consistent, and they don't tax you as much as well. They didn't tax me as much, and it was always 12-hour jobs.
Yeah.
So.
How do you find like a 12-hour shift? Is it
a 12-hour shift? It can go two ways. I've had the rough 12-hour shifts.
What's rough?
And I've had light 12-hour shifts.
What does it contain?
What's a rough one?
Rough. Alright, cool.
What does a rough one look like?
Beginning of this year, when I was on the underground, I worked at Stratford Station. We had to change. It was 2 days I done. No, I done 1 day. 1 day, bear in mind. Out of 2 days. So, because other people that I was with done 2 days. I could after the first day I couldn't. So. I think we had to change 120 sleepers between 2 days. So that's like, I don't know how many yards I would call it, but it's like 2-3 miles worth of rail.
It's the overground, yeah?
These are Stratford Station, so you know.
In one night?
Yeah. No, by the weekend.
Is it a collective of people doing it though?
It's 12 hours during the day. Another team comes 12 hours in the night. 12 hours in the day. 12 hours.
It's non-stop work.
It's a possession work. So basically, a possession is what a section of the line has been sectioned off for us to do works. Okay. So that possession was 2 days. They said that 2 days with this job we completed, but you can't use this road. Obviously, there'll be disruptions and stuff like that. Cool. Yeah. So what did it entail? This is where they put the labor in labor. So like, bro, so we all know how to dig. Yeah. I had to dig beds. What that is obviously in the railway, you've seen it on the tracks. So there's like rocks. Yeah. This is outside. Yeah. So there's rocks. We had to dig out those rocks to under the rails, under the sleepers, which is like 3 feet. So you have to dig 3 feet into those, take it out.
What do you use? The electric drills, bro?
Electric drills, bro. What do you mean electric drills?
You get a shovel.
You use a shovel in a hand. You get a shovel. You get a shovel in your hand, bro. When I say bro, obviously when I was learning on the course,
no wonder why you got on wedge, though.
Bro, when I was learning on the course, the guy was telling me a trick on shoveling, and I was thinking, bro, what am I going to be shoveling? Like, I was thinking, maybe for this to learn this, but there's no way I'm going to be shoveling on a job. Like, I ain't trying to be, you know what I'm saying? That's not me. Bro, reality hit me fast. Like, bro, I had to learn that trick because that day, I remember the bottom of my back was done. Like, because I was, obviously, he ain't got a technique. I didn't have a technique. So I was finished. Like, I was lifting from my back, which was the worst thing you could do. Now, obviously, I could dig a bed, like, in like 5 minutes. Yeah. But back then, it would take me like 20 minutes. What does a bed look like? Like a little square hole. Yeah. Like a ditch. Like 3 feet, just 3 feet down. 4 feet down.
3 feet, so like 3 of me.
No, just one of Max.
Are you? Oh yeah, shit.
So 3 of you, that would be 9 foot. So you just done the calculations wrong.
Sorry, like
so one of me, that means I'm 3 foot then. So I'm 3 foot then. Say 9. So that's makes sense. Type shit.
But that's what obviously that was for that job. But obviously there's so much other jobs on the railway, like jobs or like works you could do that doesn't involve digging, obviously, but this involved digging. So we had to dig out beds, take out sleepers, put in new sleepers, obviously jack up the rail, put down, it sounds a lot, but if you see it, it looks sick still. Yeah. But obviously, after doing that possession, I was in pain, cool. But I remember on my own personal time going to Stratford Station feeling like, bro, the reason why this train is running on this line today is because of what I done that day. Yeah. And I was like
you like that feeling?
Yeah.